Hey guys, it's Shara from Woodshop Diaries, and I'm excited to be sharing with you how to build this contemporary dining table. I built this this past fall to put in the kitchen that we just finished renovating. I built mine out of poplar, but you could also build it out of standard 1x material as well. I've got the free plans, all of the whole tutorial, everything that you need to know in the blog post and the link in the description below, but here's the video and I hope you enjoy it. Because I made my whole table out of rough sawn poplar, there was quite a bit of milling that needed to be done prior to the assembly process. I ran all my boards through the planer to get them the same thickness, and then I squared off all of the edges of all the boards I was going to be using on the table saw. And then I ripped the leg pieces all to about 6 inches wide, and the apron pieces were about 3 inches wide, and the tabletops varied, but my entire tabletop was 36 inches wide, so I just had 4 boards that total width equaled 36 inches. Basically, as long as the edges were square, I could glue them together to make them whatever size I needed. Once I was ready to start the assembly process, I cut my leg pieces to about 29 inches long. I had 8 of these. 2 pieces will make 1 leg. To assemble the leg pieces, which are basically just 2 pieces of wood put together to make like an L shape, I used dowels for this. You can see here how I drilled the dowel holes. I don't know if there's a certain way you're supposed to do this, but this is just how I did it to help me line everything up and to get it to join together pretty well. I drilled 4 dowel holes. I used 3/8 inch dowels, by the way, and I drilled 4 dowel holes using my dowel jig on the edge of one board, and then on the far side, I don't even know how to explain it. You can see better in the video. I centered 2 holes in the middle and then drilled 1 hole on each kind of the end of the board, just making sure that on both of the pieces that are going to go together, they lined up. Obviously, I applied some wood glue and then inserted the dowels into the holes and glued and clamped the legs together to make, like I told you before, to make like the L shape. The table has 4 legs, obviously, so you'll have to do this 4 times. While the glue was drying on these 4 table legs, I just moved on to making the rest of the table. I was in a major hurry to get this project finished for a renovation challenge that we were doing this fall. So I forgot to record certain parts of the project, like gluing the tabletop together. But you can see here in this picture that basically I just took 4 of my wider poplar boards. I had all the edges squared off already, and I glued them and clamped them together to make my tabletop. Once the glue had dried, I trimmed off the edges where they're kind of uneven on the ends to make it the length that I needed my tabletop to be. I made mine about 6.5 foot. And got everything sanded really well, and then I moved on to making the table apron. You can also see the tabletop apron gluing right here in this picture too.
So I got in a hurry and didn't film this part of the table, but to build this table apron right here, I used dowels on each corner to join the 4 pieces together. And I cut the short piece to be 4 inches shorter than the final length of the table, and the long piece to be 2 inches shorter than the final length of the tabletop. And then, like I said, I just used wood glue and dowels to join each corner.
My apologies for not doing a better job of recording the process of the table glue up and the apron glue up. It was a crazy chaotic time, but hopefully that gives you enough information that you can replicate it and build one yourself. But for when everything was ready to start assembling together, this was kind of the fun part. I just applied some glue along the edge of the top of the table leg and then laid the apron on it, as you can see, so that there was about 1 inch between the top of the apron and the top of the table leg. That'll give you that little gap that you can see in the finished pictures between the tabletop and the table leg. It's just kind of a contemporary looking design. But all 4 legs, you just do exactly that. You just glue and screw in place so that the top of the table leg is 1 inch from the top of the table apron. Once I had everything kind of screwed together, I put my clamps on just for a little extra holding power until the glue dried. The screws will only hold so much, and I just wanted the glue to really be the holding power of most of the table. Once that had dried, I also didn't take a video of this process photo, but I applied some glue along the top of the table apron, and as you can see from this picture, I just used my clamps and clamped the top in place so that it was equal overhang on all sides of the table. There's no screws or anything, no brackets holding the tabletop. I know that some people will probably be concerned about wood movement, but that's all I did. If you choose to do something else to attach your tabletop, that's perfectly fine. I just glued and clamped mine together, and it's holding up really well so far. Once the glue was dry, the table was pretty well finished. I just applied a couple of coats of min-wax polyacrylic, which is my favorite finish. I didn't stain or anything. I thought the poplar was really pretty natural. But anyway, that's how I built this table. I hope that you'll check out the blog post tutorial. The link is in the description below, and I hope you'll check out all my other videos on woodshopdiaries.com and on my YouTube channel right here.